Holy muffin tips! What is going on, people? Hope you're all doing well. I am so blessed to have covered CSGO esports gaming news over the past 2 years, but especially for all you CSGO viewers out there, over the past 4 to 5 years of my life, we have seen so many unprecedented changes for the game of CSGO. This one being another one. Major frick. Of course I fricked it up. Majors from here on out will never be the same, and it's so exciting. I think overall it will be a great change, although several teams will be affected by this. To keep a long story short, for all of you guys who are curious, pretty much minor qualification system is no more. It'll all be through a new regional qualification system, and all teams, both current challenger, legends teams, and teams already qualified through the minor system for this major, will now have to re-qualify through this new regional format. And that means going forward, there are no lockdown spots. You can't place well at the major and get a guaranteed spot for next major. You will always have to re-qualify, which keeps the current best and top talent at the actual majors. I love this change. Now, despite all of that, it does seem a bit weird for all the teams who already qualified through the minors. I think those teams will be happy because those same teams who already qualified through the minors will be invited to the preliminary stages for these regional qualifying systems. So that should be just about what you want, because they did put in a lot of effort out there, albeit some teams who failed to qualify will get other chances to still make this major. Teams like OG, and there are many others as well. This greatly impacts the most, though, the teams that already had spots. The challenger teams and the legendary teams who already had lockdown major spots. That's where this becomes a bit iffy. It had to be done eventually, right? I think a long time we've been talking for probably at least a year, maybe 2 years. We've heard a lot of top figures out there talk about how you should not have a guaranteed spot ever in the major. So many teams out there could keep their legendary or challenger spots major after major after major by just doing okay. And we kind of saw a deterioration of the legendary and challenger teams for at least a few rosters out there who I think a lot of people could agree could have easily been replaced if they were somehow taken out of the system. But the system helped them keep their spots pretty easily when it came time for showing up just once or twice per year. So I do feel for the giant teams out there who already had their major spots locked down, that does suck, but evidently for the future, this means that no teams will have their guaranteed spots, and that means better competition. The current best teams should be in every CSGO major. They will earn their way there instead of kind of lackadaisically having a spot already on lockdown. Who I feel the most for, though, is the few organizations who have actually bought rosters because they had major spots. You look towards Contact Gaming, that really has to suck. You look towards Virtus Pro, both those rosters paid over, they paid in the millions for those teams. You even look back as far as Renegades, right? Renegades, eventually, they actually were going to try and sign NRG. NRG went to Evil Geniuses instead. Renegades, of course, now signed by 100 Thieves. So I guess I should be saying 100 Thieves also paid a hefty price. Those three organizations, amidst maybe some others as well, paying at least over $1 million for a team they thought had a major spot. And now it's just into nothingness. Albeit, though, for the future of CSGO, I think it's a great update. I do feel for the bigger teams out there who already had their spots on lockdown, but the future economic impacts this will have on the CSGO ecosystem, I think it's an overall good thing, albeit I do feel for you fans out there who your team will have to try and requalify, some of which might not. The latest changes to all of this as well does finally mean more spots for Europe. And this is great. People like Nell and plenty of others have been asking for this for so long, and we all know they deserve it. When it comes time for top teams in Counter-Strike, a lot of them do come from Europe. Now 10 spots to Europe, 6 to NA, 5 to CIS, 1 for South America, 1 for OCE, and 1 for Asia. I'm surprised that combined, we kind of looked at OCE as they were a part of Asia already, and they already had those 2 spots. So they lose no spots here, and surprisingly enough, South America, they lose a spot, and of course, Europe gains a lot of spots. We will see how this impacts teams such as MIBR, right? MIBR likely to qualify or try and qualify out of the American side of things, or will they go South America? As we've seen, the South American qualifiers and the North American qualifiers kind of blend over. So we'll see how the system really does benefit some teams as compared to others, and what teams will miss out, though, on the gigantic Brazilian major. MIBR could be one of them. Furia could be another, and there are certainly many names that probably come to the top of your head of teams that were probably maybe not deserving of major spots that easily could not requalify. It's a hectic time. It really is. All of a sudden, the American minor, the new American minor, is going to be kind of stacked. for America. And I know people are going to flame me for saying MIBR will try and qualify out of South America. Obviously, they will try and qualify out of North America. So just a quick correction there. If you guys have already commented trying to bash me for it, I'm sorry. Sometimes I misspeak, especially in moments of just crazy intensity. I just cannot believe all of the crazy things we have covered over the past 4 to 5 years for CSGO. And this is certainly one of the bigger ones. CSGO Majors will never be the same, and they are forever changed. What do you guys think about it? Until next time, hope you all enjoy. Drink your coffee, drink your water, stay safe, all right? Stay inside. Trust nobody. Nobody.